Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, and we're back in the studio after yesterday's trials and tribulations and journeys and all the things I was doing. There is a story I did, and I did it as it broke last night, which was about Ian Blackford. And I just sort of made light in that short about him buying this sort of sexy lingerie for his new squeeze. Well, the story in full makes much darker reading, and it goes, I think, to show what an absolutely nasty, uncaring, brutish kind of rat this man truly is. And I do hope that he never, ever gets elected to office again. I think that once he resigns from Parliament when the next election is called, that is the end of his political career, because I don't think anyone will want this man to represent him, given what he's like, and certainly he doesn't deserve to receive another penny from the public purse for the behaviour that he's shown, particularly to his wife, a woman who he once pledged undying loyalty and honesty to. And it goes to show that you can't take him at his word. There's no honesty and there's no loyalty. So we'll go into it, but it really is an example of a disgusting human being. So we'll go through it, and hopefully at the end you'll feel as I do about him. And I feel that way before we even go through this, so trust me, it's bad. Here goes. Now, the story is really a story of a woman betrayed by a piece of absolute scum of a husband. And as we go through, and you will see all this, because it goes to the very heart and soul of what this man truly is like. And it goes to, I think it will show that he is a bit of a psychopath. I really do. I think it's all about him. I don't think he's one moment concerned about the feelings of another human being. I think he lacks any kind of empathy. And it's a common thing. It's common enough amongst politicians, but it seems to be quite common, especially in the SNP for some reason. But anyway, dumped after a trip to the dentist, the wife of SNP MP Ian Blackford, the woman who was his political rock. Wife Anne used to be his political rock. Now he's ruined her life for dumping her for an old teenage flame. He even bought her sexy lingerie with money from the joint account, say family friends. So ultimately, Anne, his wife Anne, ended up buying the new sexy underwear for his new flame. And it is a terrible thing to do. Why would you do it like this if you weren't a complete and utter scumbag? The wife of former SNP Westminster leader Ian Blackford has been left broken and devastated following claims he had an affair with a childhood sweetheart. The Mail on Sunday can reveal. A close family friend said she used to be his political rock and confidant, and now he has ruined her life. She just doesn't recognise him anymore. Oh no, love, I'll help you there. See, he's the fat, slimy bastard in the corner? That's him, right? Trust me. A friend added, people need to know what Blackford is really like. And we're going to find out, because him sitting there, or standing there, giving it all the mighty I am, and the people of Scotland, and all independent, as he's trying to push himself across in Parliament as being someone who cares. Let me tell you, this man is totally incapable of caring. I think this woman will find out. I think this woman won't be his new flame for long. She will live with him for a very short period of time. She will find out what he's truly like, and she'll say, no thanks. Mr. Blackford, 62. Can't believe he's only 62. He looks 72, doesn't he? He's the MP for Ross, Skye and Lochaber. They normally put the Lochaber bit in the middle, don't they? But anyway, there we go. He was pictured last week, grinning and strolling in hand with his new lover, get you the boke, Kim Lyons, outside the BBC studios in London. Oh, God, don't love her. Anyway, he also introduced the bleached blonde MP to MPs. Let's not attack the woman here. Let's be honest. Let's not attack the woman. The real bastard is Blackford, not her. I won't have that. You know, just because she's bleached blonde. Women, especially her age, they dye their hair, they colour their hair. It's important. Women's appearance. That's how she chooses. I feel the term bleached blonde there is being used very pejoratively, and I think that's really wrong. Anyway, he introduced her to MPs during the Hogmanay fireworks celebrations at the House of Commons Terrace. The new controversy surrounding Mr. Blackford, who once described himself as the humble crofter, is the latest sleaze scandal to hit the troubled SNP at Westminster. Now, in a bombshell interview with the Mail on Sunday, furious family and friends have lambasted the high-profile politician for destroying his 66-year-old wife Anne's life and labelled him emotionally bereft. We're just going to go through this little list. But trust me, at the end of this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 things. And just at the end of these 6 things, you'll be like, oh man, I thought he was low. I didn't know he was this low. He cruelly dumped his wife after almost 24 years together, just weeks after the pair returned from a trip to France, where they were hoping to buy a holiday home. So let's go to France, have that. Oh, we'll buy a little holiday home. He wasn't looking for a holiday home with his wife. He was looking for a little love nest with his lover. The MP told his wife he was leaving her and initially cited the fact that she had raised questions about him buying a vintage Citroen car as a reason for their separation. Well, what he was looking for there is any excuse. He says, I want to buy this vintage Citroen car, and she's gone, really? What? Oh, well, I'm leaving you now. Is his excuse because I've already found someone that I'm shagging in Wales? He later confessed he was already seeing another woman, someone he'd first met when he was just 19 stone. He spent £300 from the couple's joint bank account on sexy lingerie for his new girlfriend, and also bought her jewellery. Now, I do hope Anne, when she goes through the court and the divorce proceedings, cites that as theft from her and claims that money back into her side of the split. He also paid to rent a love nest, and this is another one gives you a boke, isn't it? A love nest in Cardiff, rented so he can conduct his affair with Miss Lyons, an avid Bay City Rollers fan. Wow, really? Bay City Rollers in this day and age? I mean, move on, love. I love the Beatles, but, they were great. The Bay City Rollers, not so much. Oh, I bet there's people out there now thinking what a terrible taste in music I've got, but honestly. Anyway, before the split, he and his family discussed the possibility of him getting a seat in the House of Lords. Because once he splits, he knows he can't stay. He cannot stay where he is now. He'll have to go. Certainly the church, is he we free, isn't he? They'll have to throw him out. Can't be having divorced people. It's all that sort of thing. But he wants a seat in the Lords so he can move to London, get 100,000 at the public expense, so he can stay in London, shag who he wants, Miss Lyons this week, but you don't know how long that's going to last once she finds him out. I don't think he should be made a lord. I think he should be never again paid a single penny from the public purse. Now that we know what he's like, now we know this man is a rat, a louse, a scumbag, someone whose word is meaningless, someone who will callously treat another human being like that, lie, go behind the back, commit adultery. What an absolute piece of human dross, and so unworthy of a place in the House of Lords. And I hope that whoever sort of has these ideas of putting people up, never, ever let this man be paid at public expense. If he wants money, he needs to get off his fat, lazy, useless arse and go and do a day's work. Anyway, the friend also revealed Mr. Blackford is now property hunting in London in case he gets to the Lords. Let's hope that doesn't happen. And is also looking for a new home in Glasgow that he and his girlfriend can use as a base if he's nominated by the SNP to stand at the next Holyrood election. And if he is nominated to stand at the next Holyrood election, make sure that you don't vote him in. You do not want someone like this. Even if you're a staunch SNP supporter, seriously, look at this man. Do you want this man to be rewarded for what he has done? Do you want him to continue being paid at public expense after the way he treats people? It's wrong. If you've got any ethics or morals at all, you know it's wrong. Last night, the family friend said he's got to be exposed for who and what he is and what he has done. He's absolutely destroyed his wife. She doesn't sleep. She doesn't eat. She does not know who he is now. He's emotionally bereft. He hides it well, but he's got 2 or 3 sides to him. Friends found him and the way he spoke to Anne off-putting sometimes, but he was always kind to her and protected her until now. She feels humiliated. And they told her Mr. Blackford, who Boris Johnson once accused of body shaming in the Commons after making references to cake, and the SNP politician's weight, returned to the family croft on Skye after a routine dental appointment in November and sternly told his wife to sit down. And then the obnoxious piece of turd, told her that they were separating. Family friend said she thought there was something seriously wrong medically at first, and then he just said, "We're separating." She said, "Who's separating? And what do you mean?" She could not fathom out what he was talking about. He said, and they've embarked on a 20-minute speech, tirade, explaining his seemingly out-of-the-blue decision to leave his loving wife, during which he listed a host of bizarre reasons of why he was unhappy in his marriage. He said he wanted a Citroen vintage car, and he was annoyed she told him it was a ridiculous idea because he just bought an £80,000 Jaguar. And he complained he was overall just miserable. Well, I think he's just miserable, regardless, despite never raising any issues before. He said he didn't like her attitude, whatever that means. He told her that before the conversation he'd already spoken to a solicitor, and that was it. But he insisted he hadn't planned it because he would have bought a ticket for he wouldn't have bought a ticket for the Hibs games if he'd planned it. And yet he'd already spoken to a solicitor. What a lying, two-faced turd, isn't he? He said, she asked him, how do you think this makes me feel? And he replied, "I don't know. I never thought about it. And it's frightening. There's clearly just nothing there, is there?" There is nothing. He's an empty, vacuous, shit-filled, pie-munching, inhuman, unsympathetic, psychopathic prick. And he must never be made a lord, and he must never be voted into public office again. He must be finished, he must be ended, and he must just go and depart the public life. Go, sit in your little love nest in London and shag your flame until she has had enough of you and leaves you for someone better. That won't take much, will it? Coming up. He's clearly someone who just doesn't care about other human beings and how they feel and what they want. And that excuse, because my wife didn't want me to buy a car. What a load of old bollocks. And then he says, well, it wasn't something I thought about, although I've already spoken to a solicitor. Does he read us as fools? What an arse. What a truly obnoxious, horrible man. He should not represent anyone. Thank God he's going as an MP. Do not ever make him a lord and never vote him into office. Let him just depart the field. Ultimately, he might have money, but let it be known what people think of him. Let it be known that we all know exactly what he is. I'll stop. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.